and welcome back to the Pokemon Blue FIFO Nuzlocke. My name is Ectric, and we are going to continue on with our journey. We were in the middle of fighting Team Rocket after going gambling for a long while, and we're going to continue on with that now that we have the Eevee from the Game Corner shop. So, I am very excited to be continuing on with this. I did some recording of Mario, and it was quite frustrating for a while, but you know, I'm not very good at that game, so it's expected that I'm not going to be able to do well with that. So I'm very excited to be able to play a game that I'm actually marginally better at. Oh, I need to go down an extra level, don't I? The speed up is still frustrating. So anyway, I am recording this on St. Patrick's Day. I beat the boss, right? Yeah. And, oh my god. This way. Wow, that is super duper slow. So yeah, I am recording on St. Patrick's Day. I'm not planning on doing anything because I'm still in, you know, social distancing mode. But, I'm very excited to, be just recording and having some, free time to be able to do it. I've been very happy that I've been able to keep up the schedule so far. I was worried when I first started that I might not be able to keep up the schedule and might start missing days because I wasn't able to record, but between, you know, coronavirus making it so that I was able to record from home and... Ooh, well, no, I don't want to use Explosion in this playthrough. But between coronavirus making it so my classes were all switched to online and just being able to use this as my outlet for playing video games in general, I've been able to just get this done fairly easily, actually. And I haven't really had any close calls, other than the one time I didn't post Mario 64, but that was more just because I was not in the mood to record that episode, so it wasn't that I couldn't, I just ended up not doing that. We're gonna go with this one, right? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay. Up the stairs, I'm betting. This is the way to go. Alright. Beat this guy up. Almost done. Man, it would be really nice if I had a grass type move. This is taking forever. Come on. Come on. Come on. We're getting there. Wow. I might run out of wraps. There we go. That took forever. Doduo. Yes, we want to switch out. We'll send in Brunda. Sure, why not? We'll use Spike Cannon, why not? Oh, what? I don't know why I thought that sending in a fighting type against a flying type was a smart idea, but whatever. It worked. Brunda needs to learn some fighting moves. Or fighting move, even. Poliwag. Let's try and get Owldren up to level 34 so he can finally get an electric move. I almost said lightning move. Come on. There we go. Beautiful. Beat this guy. It'll have to do. I beat you. Sorry about the mouse on the screen. I just realized. Let's see. Intruder alert. So yesterday, I was gonna record a bunch, but I ended up getting worried that I was running out of space on my computer. So I was doing a bunch of searching, and I ended up realizing that it's really difficult to like tell exactly where all of your storage is being taken up. I had plenty of space left. I had like 70 gigs on my computer left, which is plenty for a decent amount, because each episode, on average, probably takes up about a gig in data. Who am I fighting against? We'll just send him there too. Ah, yes, Psychic type. Glad I went into Mewtwo. But yeah, so, I found it's really difficult to find, like, easily find where all the storage is. Obviously, you can go in the File Explorer and then like right-click on each folder to see how much storage is in each folder. But overall, I thought it was not that easy to just have a drop-down and be able to tell exactly where all of your storage is being taken up. So I decided to write a program to be able to better show me that. So what I did was I basically created a program that you set in a root folder, and then from there it basically recursively goes down each folder inside of that folder that you set as the root and all the files, and basically creates a tree diagram where you can just like have drop downs, and it shows the name of the folder and then how much storage is in that folder, and then you have the drop down. You can like click the plus sign next to it and it shows all the folders and files inside of there, and it will show the storage for each of those files or folders, and then it goes down, keeps dropping down until it's you're at the bottom of the file structure, and basically you can tell exactly where each file is and how much storage it takes up. Ponyta, yeah, we'll switch in Purunga with Waterfall. So I basically created that so that I can easily tell where a bunch of files are being stored that I can delete if I need to when I end up running out of space. Make it easier as opposed to having to go manually through the File Explorer and do that one at a time. And it was a fun coding project. I also created like a threshold thing so that basically it only, if I want to ignore the like 5-byte files that don't really actually mean anything, and they're not going to take up that much space, I can just kind of go and filter those out basically. So it was a fun coding project that I ended up doing yesterday, and needs a key. I thought I gave it a key. Or got a key. Maybe I didn't. Is it up here, maybe? Oh, maybe I have to talk to him again. Don't know where it is. What about you guys? Take the elevator to see the boss. Yeah, I need the key though, don't I? Do I need to like toss something? I did grab that item. I must just not be in the right spot right now. Let's see. Isn't there a second warp section that you have to go through? Or you have to go down the stairs again? Yeah, there is. Okay. So left maybe? We'll try left first. I got this item at least. X defend. But yeah, so I created that coding project, and it was a fun little thing to do, and I actually really enjoy coding in general. I do a bunch of just random coding projects whenever the idea comes up. I didn't mean to go left, did I? Oh, it doesn't matter. We're going to go this way. There we go. This guy. Yeah, we'll fight this guy. But yeah, so I actually am pretty decent at coding. I'm not a computer science major, but I did get a minor in undergrad, so I do have a decent amount of experience. I know probably 10 coding languages to varying degrees of proficiency. I actually coded my own timestamp program. I basically created a little WinForm program that basically detects whenever a keystroke is hit and makes it so that you can just I missed? Really? It must have been 1 in 256. Or he used sand attack on me. I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, basically it is listening in to my keyboard, and whenever there is a key hit, it basically checks a set list of shortcuts that I created, and you can edit in that program as well, and basically just goes, okay, if it's a key that has a shortcut, it will automatically print that shortcut along with a timestamp of exactly when it occurred into a text file, and then it'll close up that text file and continue reading until you stop the timer. So it's pretty useful, and I'm really happy with the way it came out. It's been very useful for before I created it before I ever set out to actually start YouTube. I created it originally last semester because I had some videos I needed to record for class, and I was realizing how difficult it is to like tell it what is the good take. So I ended up creating this program because it seemed like a really good idea for being able to tell, you know, what take I should use whenever I was recording a presentation or something like that. Oh, of course. I should have put the coin case back. We're gonna sell that. We can just toss the X defend, I suppose. Unless there's something else I can use that's cheaper, or use something. I don't think there's anything I can use to get rid of something, so I will just toss this. Yeah, that's a shame. I tried my best not to really. All right, I need to go back up to the top and get rid of some items in my bag. I'll be back. I know which way to go now, and I've beaten most of the trainers, so not a biggie. Go up here. But yeah, I try my best in these games. Whenever there's a bag limit, I try and make it so I don't have to just keep tossing items over and over again, because I really feel like it's just throwing away money, because at the very least you can sell it. Sell the stuff like the X defends and all that. We need to go to the Mart, which is... Oh, we need to go to Solomon. The department store. That's the word. But yeah, so, I try and sell the items rather than actually, just having to toss them. I try and be proactive about it as much as possible. Let's see, so... We want to sell the HP up. We want to sell the revive. Yes. We want to sell TN19 because that's explosion. And then, do we want to sell the Pokeball? Nah, we'll keep the Pokeball. And items. I want to put this up here. One more. Good. Alright, and put that there. And now we'll go to the PC and put the coin case into the back. And we'll be good to go. Good. So yeah, getting back to what I was talking about before I got distracted by the item situation. I really do enjoy coding. I really enjoyed coding that timestamp program. And I think that, you know, if anyone's listening to this and wants to get access to it or something like that, just shoot me, you know, a private message. I don't know how that works through YouTube. I don't even know if there is a private messaging system in YouTube, but, you know, get my attention in the comments and stuff like that, and I can definitely send it over your way, because it's very small little program, but it works really well, at least for my purposes. So if you're ever interested in using it, let me know. We will put the coin case. I didn't mean to put that in there. We don't need the tunnel now. It's fine. We can always grab it back later. Alright, now we've got space in the bag, we'll go back to the game corner and continue our search for the self-scope. Alright, perfect. So yeah, my coding has been a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. It's actually funny because, like I said, I'm not a computer science major by trade, but pretty much all of my jobs have been related to computer science. I started off like with a summer job at my home school district. I didn't mean to go this way. Come on. All right. I basically started my first job was a summer job at my home school district, which was basically just doing IT work, setting up all the computers over the summer and stuff. And we ended up, and I did that for a bunch of summers throughout high school and stuff. So that was my very first, actual job. And then after that, I had a very short stint at Burger King, but I don't really count that because it was just, it was a couple weeks, and then what happened was I went on vacation, and I told them I was going on vacation and not to schedule me, and while I was on vacation, they scheduled me twice, and I missed both of them because I was, on vacation, and when I came back, they took me off the schedule because I wasn't showing up. So that was a very short stint. They ended up trying to get me back onto the schedule, but I was just like, you know what, it's just not working out. I wasn't having fun. It was very stressful, and it was just not fun whatsoever. Hats off to everyone who is able to do that kind of stuff, working in fast food, because it was just way too stressful for me. And I mean, it was hard work. It was like constantly you were just like rushing and trying to do everything as quickly as possible. But it was just, I did not have fun in it. I was also in the kitchen. I felt like I could have done better in, at the front table or the front counter, more like interacting with, the customers and stuff. I feel like I would have been better in that position, but they had me in the kitchen. But still, I hats off to anyone who can work in those for long periods of time, because it's tough work and it's thankless work. But that was my second job. I don't really count that one very much, just because it was I shouldn't have sent in Bambi. Oh well, we'll get him out. But yeah, that was my second job, and then after that, I just ended up doing research and stuff through college. And then my junior year of undergrad, I ended up getting an internship working at a biotech company, but I was doing coding for it. So basically, they wanted me to create a library of programs for them to test the graphical interface of one of their devices, so they could automate their testing of it. Are you the person that gives me the card key? There we go. Finally. Got the lift key. Beautiful. Now we can go fight Giovanni. But yeah, so that was my internship over junior year, and then after senior year, I had another internship over the summer where I worked at a speaker company and created a program to basically give them a way to organize their log files better. For the basically, whenever they put out a speaker, they would have log files on exactly what the device was, which speaker they made, and what the specs were on it and everything like that. And they needed to basically be able to have it organized better than just a bunch of log files in a folder. So I basically created a program that made it so that all the information was in a database instead. So that was another computer programming job that I ended up getting, despite not being a computer scientist. We want to go to basement 4. There we go. So then that happened, and then over this past summer, I worked at a biotech company, and I was doing general engineering stuff, but I ended up becoming the resident computer programming person, because I was the only one that had like actual official schooling in it. So pretty much every single job minus the Burger King one, I've ended up becoming the computer science person at it rather than the biomedical engineer at it, just because and ended up being what I was able to put out. I was basically able to make that my forte inside of a biomedical engineering project. So it's been funny how, even though I decided I wasn't going to be a computer science, because that was my second choice for a major. First was biomedical engineering, second was computer science, and I decided against computer science because I could see myself enjoying coding, but I didn't think I would enjoy all of the other stuff that I would have to do as a computer scientist. Basically, anything having to do with like computer architecture and parallel programming, although parallel programming I do understand fairly well. All of that stuff I didn't see myself enjoying or being very, very good at. If anything, I would have wanted to be just like a software engineer, but I knew that there's just such amount of talent in software engineering that you have to be like incredible to even have a shot at getting a decent job in it. At least that was my view of it going into college. I'm not completely sure that that's accurate, but that was the sense I got, and I didn't want to put myself in the situation where I was learning about a bunch of stuff that like I wasn't that good at, and I wasn't even going towards what I wanted to do. So I decided to go with biomedical engineering and then just have a computer science minor, because then I would focus more on the actual programming aspects of it. And it turned out that I ended up being much more useful in the computer science aspects of it rather than the biomedical. Not that I'm bad at the biomedical, it's just that when you're competing with other biomedical engineers, you all have the same sort of baseline knowledge, and biomedical engineers are kind of like the translators of the engineering world, because at least between doctors and engineers, because engineers have no idea what anatomy is or anything like that, other than maybe a baseline knowledge because of just general science classes from like high school or something like that. But they're by no means skilled in medical aspects of it, but they're very good at the engineering aspect of it because it's their background, obviously. Whereas doctors, they'll know all the medical stuff, but they have zero idea when it comes to engineering and the actual practicality of building devices and stuff like that. So we'll go with, I need to get some more levels for, let's go for Brunga. I bet he learns it quicker. But yeah, so basically the doctors won't have any of the engineering knowledge, the engineers won't have any of the medical knowledge. So biomedical engineers a lot of the time will end up basically being the intermediary between those two worlds, where they know enough of the engineering for like the computer science or the electrical engineering or whatever, or mechanical or whatever engineering it ends up being. They know enough about that to be able to speak with the electrical engineers or the computer engineers or the computer scientists, but they also know enough about the medical aspects of it to be able to talk to the doctors, and basically we end up becoming translators. But so the biomedical engineers are more of a jack of all trades type of major, in at least when developing medical devices, and that really fits me well, because I'm much more of a jack of all trades type of person. Obviously, I'm doing YouTube while also getting a PhD in bioengineering, so I mean, I like to do a lot of things decently well. I find that I'm not good at any one thing more than like anyone else in the world, so I try and get decent enough at something to be considered, proficient at a lot of things, and then have my few things that I'm very, very good at. But that's kind of always been my mindset, just because I've never been one to be like the absolutely best at anything. And I don't think there are many people that are like that. But my thought process has been, there are people who are going to obviously be better than you at one thing or another, and there could always be someone who ends up having better knowledge than you. So you better be good at a bunch of things, so that even if there is someone who is a better expert at one thing, the fact that you know other things kind of counteracts that. Whereas if you're an expert in only one thing, you could be completely useless in a completely different area. Or even somewhat similar area, but it just turns out that you have no knowledge in it. So I always like to learn about a lot of things at a little bit more than a surface level. That's always been my methodology for getting good at things. Let's try and... There we go. Come on, there we go. Come on. Really? Oh, crap. Can't use poison powder on it. Because it's a poison move, and poison types can't be poisoned? Well, ran out of wraps. We'll go into Purunga and use some, Fire Punch. Fists of Fire. Fire Punch. There we go. He did. Alright, 2 more. Muck. We'll just go into Mewtwo just to be... Actually, I want to switch trains some more. So we'll go into... We'll stay in with Purunga and then switch into Mewtwo. Beautiful. Alright. Disable was disabled. That's... Well, that's a shame. What am I gonna do without Disable? And then Kangaskhan. Let's go back to Purunga. There we go. It was at 67 before 69. I think it was 69, so a crit would definitely kill. We will go back into Mewtwo just to be safe. Or was that a crit? That might have been a crit with the 30 damage. Ah, whatever. Better safe than sorry. Alright, come on. There we go. Beautiful. That was a bit dangerous. That was dumb with me. He was using Rage, and it could have definitely ended up doing a fair chunk of damage if he kept using it over and over again. I should have been using Psychic rather than Swift. Swift. Beautiful. Alright, let's see. We can go back up to the top. And, I think that'll be the end of the episode. So, with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed this episode. We defeated Giovanni. Oh, we have to battle this guy real quick. Not particularly. Let's see. Let's go back to Purunga. Of course. Fire Punch. Alright, and come on. Let's get your butt real quick. There we go. And one more. Snorlax. Definitely switch out Purunga at this point. We'll just go to Mewtwo. We should definitely heal up Mewtwo. Good. And then now we can just kill it with Psychic. Beautiful. Alright. Cool. Alright. Let's try that again. Oh, I should use an antidote. So I don't forget. Beautiful. Alright. Now, let's try that one more time. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.